He's not a big 35. I don't see why people like, oh, you whatever, smaller guy, woo, woo, blah, blah. You know, I mean, like, to me personally, I'm not stunned.
If you're saying specifically pick me because I'm gonna be an easy cakewalk,
Yeah.
everybody in the world knows that's not gonna happen. I mean, like, that's not gonna happen.
Nah, he's strategic. He's setting guys up. He been boxing since a little kid, just like I've been boxing since a little kid. And you can tell like with the experience, even with his last fight with Frank Martin.
Shakur Stevenson warns Gervonta Tank Davis to avoid a fight with Lamont Roach. Shakur Stevenson describes Gervonta as a strategic fighter who carefully selects his opponents. Stevenson notes that Tank is calculated in his choices, ensuring he fights opponents who fit his style and strengths. This approach, according to Stevenson, helps Tank maintain his undefeated record and dominance in the ring.
I would just say good management. It depends on what your direction is. Some people do pick those fights so they all right, knockout, 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 knockout. And then next thing you know, they on the championship level. Now it's a real test.
Okay.
Now it's like, all right, you gonna show up or you just gonna sit on the pot.
Let him waste his energy, gas him out, and then round 8, okay, it's time to go home.
When would you like to see that fight happen?
Whenever. I think that I'm ready for it, he ready for it, we both in our primes. It can happen next, it can happen next year, it can happen whenever he say, let's fight, that's when it's gonna happen.
I see you online with his coach and stuff. Like, why you doing that, bro? Why you be on there with him? You knew him from when you were younger?
I knew all they coaches. Let's see, I don't have like no real beef. Like it ain't no like, you feel me? Like, however they take it, they can take it, but I don't got like no real beef with like his coaching. I knew them since back in the day, like we got a certain relationship. Now it's like, you know, they just be, I guess, trolling and stuff, so I just troll back with him.
Shakur Stevenson believes that a fight between him and Gervonta would be a major event in boxing. He emphasizes that it would be a huge fight, drawing significant attention from fans and the media. Stevenson suggests that such a matchup would showcase the best of both fighters, making it highly anticipated.
Me and Tank, it's the biggest fight in the world.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be the biggest boxing fight in the world when it happens. I could see it happening not too far in the future.
Really?
I can. Yeah. I don't think I think Tank will sign that contract.
Dang.
And I'm going to sign a contract too, so it's
now you're gonna get it on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Gervonta Tank Davis acknowledges Shakur Stevenson's skills, recognizing him as a quick and talented boxer. However, when asked if a fight between them would be engaging, Tank's response seems less enthusiastic. He hints that the fight will happen when the time is right, but his uncertainty about its excitement is clear. Tank's statement, "Everyone will know when it happens," suggests he's not fully confident that the fight will be a thrilling, action-packed contest. His tone implies that he doesn't necessarily view the potential matchup as one that would create the kind of fireworks fans might expect from such a showdown.
Out there, he mentioned Loma, Shakur would be another guy with you. I wonder, Shakur is a quick boxer, a good guy, but do you think he would engage you enough that'd make it an entertaining fight? Or if you fought him, do you feel like it would be a bad fight because you'd be chasing him all night?
You know how it would go. Everybody in this room would know how it would go, you know what I mean? But I guess it'd be good for the sport if we fight now or later.
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who
I
might
keep
be
saying his
afraid?
name for?
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of something, it gotta be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only win in basketball and football. That shit in boxing.
Many critics argue that the upcoming Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach fight feels more like a money grab than a genuine competitive matchup. They suggest Tank has chosen Roach because he views him as an easy opponent, someone he can defeat without much difficulty. Roach, on the other hand, is accused of taking the fight primarily for the payday rather than for the challenge.
Oh, he's doing this fight for money, and Tank is strategically picking him because in the amateur world, you guys fought twice, right? And you lost, both times in the amateur fight. So are you all friends? Are y'all cordial? First, what's the relationship?
We're cordial for
You're
sure.
cordial.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He cool to me.
he's cool to you.
Yeah.
And you haven't heard that he said anything differently.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He has.
Nah, he hasn't.
He has
Yeah,
not.
that's what I'm saying. I'm
Right.
confirming that. He hasn't said
He has
anything.
not said anything differently. So does it confirm people's suspicion that he purposefully picked you, not only because you're cordial, but because he believes he's gonna knock you out, get the purse, and then you walk away with a nice piece of change?
I mean, you're in the wrong game if you don't think you're gonna beat everybody. Like, anyway, but if you're saying specifically pick me because I'm gonna be an easy cakewalk,
Yeah.
everybody in the world know that's not gonna happen. I mean, like, that's not gonna happen. Him personally, he know that. I think he chose me because I am gonna be one of the better opponents that he's faced in his entire career, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Lamont Roach makes it clear that his upcoming fight with Gervonta Tank Davis isn't motivated by money. He views Tank as an easy opponent, saying he will be a simple challenge for him, almost like a piece of cake. Roach emphasizes that he's the champion at 130 pounds, while Tank competes at 135 pounds. He suggests that if Tank were truly looking for a competitive fight, he could have chosen to face fighters in higher weight classes, like Canelo Alvarez, instead of Roach. However, Roach points out that the idea of Tank fighting Canelo is unrealistic, as Canelo fights at 168 pounds, a super middleweight division.
Because you had to get, if I'm not mistaken, you had to get permission to be bumped up to that weight class of lightweight in order to fight, because you're in a what, range of 130?
Yeah, I'm the champion at 130.
You're the world champion at 130 and he's 135. Yeah, so aren't there other fighters he could have fought within an upper weight class like Canelo? I've heard a lot of people say, why isn't he fighting Canelo rather than Roach? What's up with that?
They want that man to fight Canelo, man?
They do.
I don't know, that's
I've
crazy.
heard a lot of people say that.
That's crazy.
Lamont Roach confidently states that he is willing to fight anyone who holds a championship title, including fighters like Shakur Stevenson. He believes that stepping into the ring with a champion is the ultimate test of a fighter's abilities, and he is ready for the challenge.
Who you looking to fight next after this fight? Like, Tank over, win, lose, draw, whatever. Who you want next?
Look, if y'all don't know, even after I beat Tank, I'm gonna go back down to 130 and handle some smoke that I got down there at 130. All the champions, I got smoke with all the champions. I wanted to unify at least one belt at 130.
Okay.
So whoever the champion is, whoever the champions are, hopefully I can just line them up and then take them out. It's good fights. The champions are Lomachenko, Shakur, and another guy from Ukraine, Denis Baranchik or something like that.
Okay. I feel like you and Shakur are really, I think people in the comments are actually wanting that fight, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, it'd be a great fight.
Yeah, they could fight. Shakur can boogie for sure.
Lamont Roach offers a measured response to Shakur Stevenson's career situation, suggesting that it is not Shakur's fault that people avoid fighting him. Roach understands the challenges Shakur faces in trying to secure high-profile matches, noting that Stevenson has been caught in a frustrating cycle where top fighters refuse to engage with him.
Kid Austin, number 2 contender right in one of them sanctioning bodies.
The WBA?
Yeah, the WBA. So, and Shakur couldn't get a fight. The safest, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not his fault that people not fighting him. So, and then I guess, Schofield and his daddy talked his way into a fight. So, it is what it is. I think Shakur going to, do his thing and show why that people might be, down in that fight as well.
Tank Davis has made it clear that he is looking for excitement in his fights. Tank believes that a bout with Lamont Roach has the potential to provide the kind of action-packed showdown he desires, something that he feels a fight with Shakur Stevenson would lack.
I'm about to show y'all something, and I want y'all to pay close attention. Tank's telling y'all he don't want to chase him around. Y'all want to see Tank knock people out. You don't want to see him chase somebody around the whole fight, because what happened when Shakur do it, when somebody chasing him around, it's boring. What's next for Tank? If anything, it's going to be Keyshawn out of them two. Keyshawn is more entertaining. Keyshawn going to stand there and throw the punches. You can look into Shakur eyes when I show y'all this, when Terrence Crawford say, look, he up next, and how he turned his head. Like, he don't even believe in himself no more. Like, check it out, man.
What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing.
In an intense exchange, Gervonta Davis warns Lamont Roach not to bring his family into the rivalry. Roach had mentioned that his whole family is from Washington, D.C., and is deeply supportive of his boxing career.
My whole family is from D.C. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you,
they gonna celebrate with me. Yeah,
don't bring them.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name? He was shaking on the
pops.
On my kids, he was shaking on this thing. On my kids, he was shaking.
Don't say, bro.
That's cap. What I about to say?
How you gonna say it's cap? And
it gotta be.
You gonna say it's cap? I'm watching them.
Gotta be.
Hey,
somebody lying.
Good.
Hey.
Yeah, somebody lying.
Hey.
Somebody lying.
Hey.
Okay, Tank.
In a bold move, Gervonta Davis takes things to the next level by placing a massive bet of $100 billion on the line with Lamont Roach's team. This extravagant bet seems to be more than just a challenge. It's Tank's way of asserting his confidence and showing that he believes he will easily defeat Roach in their upcoming bout.
What?
Who said that? You said what? You said what? Yeah, that's what I've been waiting for, the niggas to talk. How much you want back? How much you want to bet? Because I came up here alone. How much y'all want back? How much you want back? Just call it out. Huh? 100? That's a bet. What's your name? Al, where you from? All right, bet. It's a bet.
Yeah, cuz.
Tank, he feeling better now. Tank feeling better.
Yeah. Somebody done got him out his bag.
Lamont, what's going down March 1st? Prediction, how does it play out at Barclays Center here?
You signed 100K?
Hey, fool, hold on. He with me, so he wasn't gonna say nothing. He wasn't gonna say no number with no K.
Y'all want to bet 100? Right.
Connor Ben raises an interesting point when questioning why Gervonta Davis continues to fight if retirement is on his mind. Ben points out the contradiction between Davis's apparent desire to step away from boxing and his decision to call out Lamont Roach for a fight.
I don't know Lamont Roach, but when you look at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at these other fighters that he should really be fighting, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire.
Yeah.
So don't come and but don't come and come at me. Yeah. And go, oh yeah, let's give it all, very big bollocks, and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick, and then make out like we want the fight, and then we send an offer over, and then you fight for 15 million, and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do all that. Do you know what I mean?
It was a real offer. That was true then.
It was a real offer. We offered. I said, listen, you keep talking shit. My promoter's going to get back to you in 48 hours. 50 minutes. Initial offer sent over. But was it Unquell didn't let him out to play? His boss didn't let him out. That's it. So he wants to talk about 50 million. First offer.
There was room to negotiate.
Of course there was. But he's an idiot. I don't even know if he knows what negotiating means.
Lamont Roach boldly promises that he will whoop Gervonta Davis in their fight, stating that it will be a completely different experience for Tank when he faces him. Roach's confidence is unwavering as he claims that he has the skills and the mindset to defeat Tank in a way that no other fighter has.
Why was it so easy when he fought Frank Martin?
Frank Martin was inexperienced and nervous. It is what it is. It's going to be a different fight when I'm in there. He's going to be a different fighter when he's fighting me.
What's your game plan?
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his head off.
At a press conference, Gervonta Davis shares his thoughts on how opponents react when they face him in the ring. Tank explains that many of the fighters he faces talk a big game before the fight, but once they step into the ring with him, they quickly realize the difference in skill and power.
When the people who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get them. I'm gonna beat his ass.
You can't do shit with.
For real. Y'all better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was quiet, if y'all was loud.
He got the whole hood over there. Like, twisted up. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Y'all can do whatever y'all want. My mother, he can't stop nothing over here.
None of that.
Not at all.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Not at all. Never. Nothing's gonna get fucked up over here. What do I look like getting fucked up?
Okay.
That shit.
Okay.
That shit ain't never gonna stop nothing over here.
And he gonna pay for it. I guarantee he pay for it. I guarantee it.
Calm down, brother.
Come to the fight.
They probably gonna get you up.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult weighs in on the Tank versus Lamont Roach matchup, expressing disappointment that the fight seems to be a mismatch. He believes that Tank Davis is being ducked by some of the top fighters in the division, leading him to face less challenging opponents like Roach.
Here's my take on the fight. Everything is true about this situation. One, Gervonta Tank Davis was being ducked leading up to this. Shakur Stevenson ducked him. Lomachenko ducked him openly. El Rayo didn't want to fight this year. He wanted to fight next year. Another thing is, I was hearing that Tank wanted it at 135 and rehydration, all kind of shit. So, but I don't know how true that is, which it wouldn't shock me if that was true. Either way, for whatever reason, El Rayo fell apart. The options were just getting diabolical. All right, I understand that. At the same time, Lamont Roach versus Tank is trash. If Devin Haney announced he was fighting Lamont Roach coming up from 130 next at 135, I'll say that shit's trash. Let me tell you this. To me, Gervonta is far better than Devin Haney. So it's trash, bruh. It's trash.
Steven Espinoza discusses the high expectations placed on fighters like Gervonta Tank Davis, comparing him to the likes of Canelo Alvarez.
Those are fair questions. I mean, when you have fighters the caliber of Tank, of Canelo, the bar is always high. When you continue to perform well against high-level opposition, people expect a lot from you. There were preliminary discussions about the Shakur fight, early on, like back early, for 2024 before this was scheduled. Didn't get very far for reasons I won't go into. But
come on.
I just think there were, I'm not sure that the time was right. I think, what Shakur was looking for was something different than, he was looking for more of a long-term commitment other than just doing one fight, and so he's got his deal, he's getting busy, he's got a fight scheduled, and, maybe we'll pick up and do something there. But aside from that, I mean, to be candid, those are the big names at 135. I know Tank has gone up to 140, and he would on occasion. He hasn't looked the best there. Overall, I think 135 is his best weight. So it would take a lot for him to get there.
He mentions preliminary discussions about a potential fight with Shakur Stevenson for 2024, but notes that it didn't progress due to different priorities. Espinoza feels Tank is most effective at 135 pounds, despite occasional moves to 140.
If we look at this, you take Shakur out of it, then there's a big drop-off at 135, to be completely honest. So, let's be clear, and I don't mean that as any disrespect to everybody else, but, in terms of household names and guys who will, at least on paper, are going to be a big challenge, it becomes more and more difficult. So I think, Lamont is obviously a skilled fighter, good size, even though he's coming up. We'll see that when they get on the stage and they're standing for each other. It's a regional rivalry. They have an amateur history. I look at this a little bit the way I look at, the Canelo fights in 2024.
Floyd Schofield, another boxer in the lightweight division, shares his opinion on Gervonta Davis's focus in the lead-up to the Roach fight. Schofield suggests that Tank would be better off focusing on his opponent rather than getting distracted by outside noise, such as social media or personal issues.
Be in good spirits if I had an 8 today. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Obviously, an important fight for you. Every fight at this point is an important fight for you because of what is looming. It's close. I was just talking to Oscar about, another successful fight. You're this close to a potential Gervonta Davis fight. Like, what does that feel like for you at this stage in your career?
It feels good because, this is the things that we worked for. Me being number 2 in the WBA, it's just like a dream come true almost. I didn't collect the belt yet, but I worked my whole life for this, me and my dad, So when the opportunity presents itself, we're going to be more than ready. But it's a dream come true, really.
Roach takes the opportunity to address concerns about his weight class, stating that he is comfortable fighting at 130 pounds despite some people claiming that he is too small.
Obviously, Tank isn't the biggest 135-pounder. Everybody fights is damn near bigger than him. I think the only person that was smaller than him was Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? And that's just in height and stature. He was, technically bigger than Tank too. But you know, Tank is comfortable at 135, so I don't blame him for fighting that way. But he's not a big 35. I don't see why people like, oh, you brought up a smaller guy, woo de woo, blah blah blah. I mean, like, to me personally, I'm not stunned that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna keep saying that. They're gonna keep saying that. You know what I'm saying? I fight at 130 because that's what I campaigned at. That's why I started my career. That's where I campaigned. That's why I worked my way up to a world title. And that's what I was gonna do. My plan was always to move up to 35 and win another title. So it just happened a little, you know what I'm saying, a little earlier than normal.
Yeah, but I mean, you fought at 35 before.
Them was just, so technically them wasn't just 35 fights. You know, like when a boxer starting their career, they don't necessarily have to make 130 pounds because we're not in title contention or none of that. So the opponents that I was getting, the opponents that were there or were available, the opponents that were selected for me were probably bigger, or they just couldn't make weight.
Roach acknowledges that some may see him as being outmatched by larger opponents, but he confidently asserts that he feels just as strong and capable at 130 pounds as he would at any other weight. What do you think? Does Gervonta Davis's choice to fight Lamont Roach show a desire for excitement, or is it just a strategic move to secure an easy win?
You probably talking about that occurred at like 40. I was supposed to fight at 32. He was 8 pounds overweight. They made him lose weight. I went, ate breakfast, and weighed in. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. That's how it be in the beginning of people's career. That's why different people fight at different weights, and everybody doesn't necessarily fight under their weight that they campaigning, or at the weight that they campaigning technically when they start off. You know what I'm saying?
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.